What is up, my Metaverse family? Welcome back to On-Chain Gaming. My name is Jake, the On-Chain Gamer, and today is going to be a little bit more of a somber video, which I know sounds so sad, but I'm going to be talking about the top 3 ways which Mirandus could fail, or in which Mirandus could fail, the 3 things that could really hold back the game from achieving its full potential. And I don't like having more of a downer type video, but here was my thought process, and this is why I decided to make this video. I would hate to not truly and fully inform my own self about the potential downsides, the potential ways which this game could let me down and the investments could turn out bad. And it is only by actually analyzing these scenarios that we can truly equate a risk probability to them and actually know whether or not the investments that we're making are good, statistically probable investments to work out. And then the fact that I have this YouTube channel as well makes it that much more important to think about these things, because it's not only me that my logic, that my reasoning is causing to invest in these games, I'm also influencing you guys as well, and it's only fair to you if we talk about the possible ways that Mirandus could fail. The second reason why I wanted to do this little bit more of a somber video about the ways that Mirandus could fail is because I believe by talking about these potential downsides now, we actually reduce the potential that these downsides actually show themselves in reality. By talking to them, essentially, we can nip them in the bud before they have a chance to grow and truly ruin Mirandus. So if this sounds good to you, remember to leave a big thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and click that notification bell, and you'll be notified when I post new on-chain gaming videos. Without further ado, let's get into it and roll the intro.
On-Chain Gaming.
What could make Mirandus fail? The number one thing that I think could make Mirandus fail, and this comes from what I've been reading in the Gala Games Discord. There's a specific comment I'm going to read for you guys here, which I think is very intelligent and well thought out. And this first reason why Mirandus could fail is that new people coming in later feel left out, feel like all of the land and buildings have already been purchased, there's nothing for me here, and lose interest in playing the game. So let me read you this comment because I think it describes my fear for this first reason that Mirandus could fail really, really eloquently. So it's from Drake Lore, and this is what the comment says. I'd like to think about it for more than a second. If owning land brings benefits to gameplay, then those who don't own land may resent landowners and may be deterred from playing because they feel like they're too late to the game. This was the fate of Life in Feudal, another MMO that tried to have player-owned land. Although for that, you were almost required to have land in order to play properly, and land wasn't an NFT, so you only owned it on a centralized server. So let's break down this first part. So he's talking about another game which failed, which had player land ownership, but he was saying 2 fatal flaws that game had that Mirandus already doesn't have is that 1, land ownership was necessary to even really play the game in that one. So of course that's gonna limit your player base, duh. And then number 2, that game's land ownership wasn't an NFT. You didn't really have true ownership. You couldn't trade it on a decentralized marketplace with somebody else. They existed on a centralized server, so it wasn't as cool in the first place. But the fact that this game had land ownership and failed means that it's worth thinking about, well, how did this fail, to ensure that Mirandus can avoid the pitfalls that this game made. If the property owners are the NPCs of Mirandus, then the enjoyability of the world will come down to the kind of world that property owners create. It seems like that's the path Mirandus is going down, as they've hinted at player-made questing. Will this work? Can players make quests that are more engaging than quests made by professionals in other MMOs? Likely it will work because property owners have a strong economic incentive to write good quests, since they will be rewarded through attracting players to their property through the sale of goods and services. So that is the comment, and yeah, the gist of it is essentially that if all the land is gone, and like one of the reasons I know that I'm most excited to play this game is because it's going to be an MMO that exists in a player-owned economy, but that makes me really excited to like want to be a part of that player-owned economy, actually own some of the economy myself. And if I try to think about this from the mindset, like let's say that it's 5 years ago for me, and I literally only have like $200 in my bank account. That is my entire net worth. And I hear about Mirandus. Obviously, I have no ability to invest any money into it. I can't even afford a human exemplar or something. Would I be as excited about Mirandus if that's the situation that I was in? And I think no, if I'm being honest, I would not be as excited about Mirandus. Like, yeah, I would still be really excited about Mirandus. Like, I think intellectually I would still understand how cool of a concept this is, but I wouldn't have the same like jittery excitement about it because I wouldn't own land, I wouldn't own buildings, I wouldn't feel like I'm about to produce some of the most powerful, majestic weapons in this world, which definitely brings some of the motivation and some of the excitement behind why I really want this game to succeed. Michael McCarthy, if you're watching this video, it is of the utmost importance, and I feel like you know this already, but it is of the utmost importance that this game feels like a game that everyone can participate in regardless of whether they own land or not. That means that it is going to be really important and foundational to the game that it is incorporated within the game a way to easily use other players' forages or whatever players need to use in order to feel like they have access to build for themselves a grand character without owning any land or buildings. Design this game with the non-owners in mind. How do we make this game the most fun for people that don't own anything in the world of Mirandus? And I think if that becomes a key pillar, a key focus, then this game is going to succeed. And obviously that can't be done at the expense of building owners and landowners and stuff, but I think there can be a game created here that is both beneficial, has a healthy free economy for land and building owners, but can also be a fun free economy with a ton of adventure and wealth to generate, to farm out of the world through killing and looting dungeons and stuff for players that don't own anything. This has to be healthy both ways. But I think that's enough time to talk about the first part here. Let's talk about what is the second thing that could cause Mirandus to fail, besides new players feeling like they're left out and there's no reason to play if all the buildings and land are gone. Now, before I move on, you can find some great deals on OpenSea for buildings and participating in the economy for much cheaper than the buildings that still exist on the store are selling for. So I highly recommend that you check out some of these decentralized NFT marketplaces and buy some Mirandus stuff. Make sure the Mirandus stuff on OpenSea has a check mark next to Mirandus though, so that you know it's legit Mirandus NFTs. The second thing that could cause this game to fail, scripters and hackers. And we are kidding ourselves. We're making ourselves look like fools if we don't admit that a game with real economic incentives built into its very core is not gonna create an incentive for people to try to hack in this game. People are going to try to cheat, especially if it's very easy for them to cheat and turn that cheating into real money. I don't know, this is gonna be something that I don't know how to solve. I've never developed a game. I don't know how difficult it is to stay on top of cheaters. And Gala's aware of this, and Gala has been really strict on cheaters already in their current game, Townstar. But you look, every single week, every single Townstar tournament, there are so many people in the leaderboards, near the top of the leaderboards, that are removed by the watchdog. So there's already so many people trying to cheat in Townstar, but Townstar is a game where you're not actually interacting directly with other players. It's mostly a puzzle type game, a real-time strategy town builder game. So someone else cheating doesn't negatively impact your game in the same way that someone cheating in Mirandus could negatively impact your game. If Gala Games cannot come up with like a next generation revolutionary way to ensure that cheaters are severely punished and that like Mirandus is by and large a cheater-free zone. If Gala cannot succeed in that, then Mirandus could fail because of that. If the game is overrun by scripters and hackers, then making money as a normal participant of the economy who actually only generates value when they're playing, or however the game's gonna work, plays it according to the rules. Gala just needs to make sure that those not playing according to the rules don't get to exist in the Mirandus metaverse, because that is an easy way that a play-to-earn crypto game, a game with real economic incentives, could get absolutely destroyed. It could be hacked into oblivion. Gala, I really hope that you guys are on top of this and like are developing, as you're developing the games, great ways to make sure that people that are playing the game are not cheating in the way that they're interacting with the game. All right, now let's move to the third and final thing that could make Mirandus fail. So the third and final thing that I think could make this game not succeed into the long term is if Gala fails, or if Michael McCarthy cannot find some way to create a very engaging late game power struggle. Give us a late game political power struggle of grand worldwide scale that we can participate in, that makes us feel like we're part of a true late game. And I'm not sure exactly how that should be implemented in the world. Probably the best example I have of a late game really making or breaking a game is we can look at the very first Guild Wars, and then the second Guild Wars game, Guild Wars 2. The very first Guild Wars, it kind of was very popular in the same time as World of Warcraft. Obviously, World of Warcraft was far more popular in the end, but I was not allowed to play World of Warcraft as a kid because it had a monthly subscription. So my mom let me play Guild Wars, and I loved Guild Wars. I fell in love with that game. I created my own guild, but what was incredible about it was there was this late game power struggle where these guilds could form alliances, and you had the Lux and the Crux. You had these two opposing forces, and guilds and alliances were a part of either of these factions, and alliances could literally compete with each other in these different game modes, and whoever won would win points towards their faction becoming more powerful. And what was really cool is that the actual world map changed based on who was winning this tug of war power struggle back and forth. And like my guild could only get into some of these top alliances if we were contributing a lot of points to our faction every single day. And if you were a part of an alliance that had taken over more land, like who owned parts of the in-game MMO map changed based on who was winning this tug of war, and you could actually get control of cities on the map. So like your alliance could have control of a city, which would give you cheaper purchasing prices there and like better deals and stuff. So it just had this incredible like late game power struggle to it. And obviously in Mirandus, this power struggle will be very different, and there's 5 citadels, there's 5 different kingdoms. But yeah, there has to be some way to like have additional or less political power, and for like the kingdoms to compete against each other for some kind of resources, just so that there can be like a built-in late game, like true political struggle that exists, and we can feel like we're a part of something bigger than ourselves. That is going to be necessary for Mirandus to succeed long term, because then we look at Guild Wars 2, which was created after Guild Wars by the same team. The art of Guild Wars 2, the storytelling of Guild Wars 2, the world of Guild Wars 2, all of it was just like massive improvement. But I hated Guild Wars 2. Like I played it almost no time compared to the amount of time I put into Guild Wars 1. Why? Because as beautiful as everything was in Guild Wars 2, and as like immaculate as the design team was, and all the things they learned from the original game, they forgot about a late game in Guild Wars 2. There was no reason to be a max level character. They even took out like the exclusivity of being in a guild. In the original Guild Wars, you could only be a part of one guild, so you had to choose your alliance, your faction. In Guild Wars 2, you could be a part of multiple guilds from multiple factions. Like, you had no loyalty. You just didn't really feel a part of anything as valuable or as important as in the original Guild Wars. I think Mirandus could fail if there's no real late game feeling of being a part of something, being able to make a difference on the world map of some kind, that really make it fun to be a part of one of the kings of Mirandus's court. And if like there's like political messengers and stuff that are running back and forth, and like the most powerful citadel is actually getting these bonuses of some kind that other citadel kingdoms are jealous of, like that is how we really start to get some real political late game in Mirandus. So if all three of these things can be done well, then man, this game could be one of the biggest hits ever. I'm really excited for Mirandus. If you enjoyed hearing me talk about this stuff, then remember to leave a big thumbs up on this video. It'll help it out in the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate your guys' thumbs up. When you leave a thumbs up, the video gets recommended to more people, so it's a great way to help my channel, to help our channel grow. And then if you aren't subscribed yet and you just watched this whole video, what are you doing, man? You just watched this whole video. This channel is all about on-chain gaming, play to earn blockchain gaming. Make sure you hit subscribe and click that notification bell, and you will not miss any future blockchain gaming videos. And then I need to say thank you so much to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are incredible. You are who allow us to make this content. I'm not doing this by myself. Nate, my brother, is editing all of these videos. Josh, our friend, is doing the sound effects and music for these videos. So yeah, we're very thankful for giving us the opportunity to make this and supporting us while we're making all of this content. Also, thank you to the node owners. If you haven't heard about nodes, check out one of my videos about it. It's a decentralized server base that's going to be running Gala. And if you are a node owner, if you're one of the people running this decentralized server base, then you earn passive income for running a node on your computer. I think it's great. I own a node. We actually have 3 nodes running in this house. All 3 of us own a node, and it's a great way to support the channel as well, because whatever your node earns on a daily basis, an extra 10% will be generated and given to us if you buy your node through our referral link in the description. So yeah, that's really cool. Your node earns 110% every day, and that extra 10% goes to supporting blockchain gaming content. So it's just a really cool deal. Thanks guys so much for watching this video once again. Until next time, have fun roaming the metaverse.